Alright, so Fortnite has featured a lot of questionable maps in Discovery, and the most popular types of maps you usually see in Discovery are 1v1 maps, and there are a lot of copy and paste. So today, I'm going to be taking the top 1v1 maps, and I'm going to be ranking them on a tier list from best to worst, and we're going to see if some of these maps even deserve to be in Discovery, and I'm also going to be checking how much these maps have made. So this is going to be a pretty detailed video, but it's going to be super interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna just come over to this 1v1 category, and I'm gonna just be ranking the top 3 rows. Otherwise, this video would just be way too long. There's too many 1v1 maps. So the first map we got is 1v1 with every gun, and this map has made $4.2 million, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know how any map makes that much money. Oh, and also the way I'm gonna find how much all these maps have made is on Fortnite.gg, and I'm gonna just be taking the average of these two numbers, and we'll just say that's how much the creator has made. It's pretty accurate based off my experience. So let's just check this map out and see how the heck it made $4.2 million. Alright, so right off the bat, it looks pretty simple, but as soon as it loads, we'll check it out here more.
Yo, are you gonna do it to her?
I don't know what these kids are talking about. Let's leave this voice chat. Alright, so it looks like we just got basic favorite the creator stuff, which that's kind of like, you got to know how to use UEFN to do that. So that's, you know, a little quality right there. And then we got custom weapons, so that's kind of advanced. And then we got a number pad, so you also need to know how to use UEFN to build that. And then yeah, it looks like we just got vending machines with weapons, and then we got some vehicles, and I think that's it. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it. So let's just hop on this and we'll see what we got down here. All right, so it looks pretty basic. It looks like we just got some black walls, and then we just got grass, and it honestly just looks like a copy of the pit. It's not that impressive. I guess the creator called it 1v1 because we got these little 1v1 stairs, but you can't even 1v1 because people would just shoot you. So I mean, it's pretty basic. What I want to do is respawn and try to get some of these custom weapons. So it looks like I got to look up their TikTok. So I'm gonna just do that fast, and then I'll put in the code and we'll see if this actually works. All right, so there's like a ton of TikToks, and I guess if I put the code in 27911, I should get this weapon right here. And it looks like I did. It looks like I got the custom skin, but it looks like all I honestly have is just a legendary AR. But I guess the creator did have to put the little static mesh over my AR to give it that custom skin look. So that's kind of advanced. Otherwise, I can see how this map is fun, especially if you're young. It's very simple, and with how many TikToks there are about how to get the custom weapons, that just promotes the map. So I think that's why this map has so many players, because there's so many TikToks on this map, and it's such a basic map that anyone can understand how to play it. Okay, so I'm gonna be ranking these maps off of 3 criterias: quality, and then is it fun, and then how replayable is it after like a few times. So this map right here, the quality is like F and C. There's barely any effort put into this map other than the custom weapons. So I would probably put quality in like C. It's not just like nothing. The creator put some, you know, quality in the custom weapons and stuff. So I would probably put quality in C tier. And then for like fun, I think kids think these types of maps are extremely fun. I think if you're like 18, 19, they're not that fun. But if you're like 12 years old with the custom weapons, I can see how these type of maps are super fun. So I would probably put that in like A to B tier for fun. And then for replayability, it's such a simple map, and if you have friends and stuff, I could definitely see how the replayability is super high on this map. And anytime there's like a new weapon and you want to test it out, you're going to play this map to test it out. So for that, I'm also going to give that like an A to B tier. So I think what I want to do is put this map in probably like a C tier. I think that's what I'm gonna do, but also like it has so many players, so it's not a C tier map because people like it, so it's fun and replayable. So I guess because of that, I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. But genuinely, based off quality, there's really not much there. So for that, I would put that in C. But it's just like, it has so many players, and it's obviously fun to a lot of people, so I gotta put it in B tier. Alright, next map we got 1v1 build fights by Raider464, and this map has been out since 2020, so it's one of the classics, and it has made $5.7 million. So let's see if it's better than the last map. Alright, so it looks pretty simple, but you kind of want it to be simple, otherwise it will make it lag. And it looks like we just got the basic change the background feature, and then we also got his other maps over here, which looks pretty clean. And then we got a little health option to change your health, and then we got the weapons over here, but I think it's glitched right now because they're all invisible. And then he also added this little touch grass button, which is pretty cool. And then I guess the weapons are glitched in the water right here, but I think that's just a little Fortnite bug. I don't think that's his fault. So this is just a very simple basic 1v1 map, but it's all you need, and it's one of the classics. So I'm gonna probably have to put quality in like high B tier, and almost A tier for quality, but it's not quite there. So for quality, I'm gonna probably say it's like B tier. And then for fun, I would say this is pretty fun if you're playing with your bro. And then how replayable is it? It's a practice map, so it's gonna be super replayable. So I'm gonna have to give this map A tier, and I would say that's pretty fair. All right, moving on to the next map, we got Peace Control 1v1s, and this map has made $2.8 million. And just to put that in perspective of how much that is $94 an hour. And if you were to work a job like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and made like 30 bucks an hour, that's pretty good. But this dude's making $94 an hour 24/7, which is absolutely insane. So this dude's absolutely chilling. So let's check it out and see why it's the third most popular 1v1 map. Alright, so the pre-lobby is pretty basic. It looks like we could just vote for the loadout. And then I guess we just teleported in these little cubes, I guess. And it's just a little peace control map. And hold on, let me kill this dude fast, and then we could check the map out more. Bro's pretty cracked. Yeah, bro's actually pretty insane. Alright, I'm still better though. Alright, so it looks like in the corner as well, we got a little rank. So that's pretty cool. It looks like we just get teleported in random little peace control boxes. So I could see how this is pretty addicting and replayable. So I would say this is a pretty solid map. So for ranking, I would probably put quality in like A tier, A to B tier. But I think for quality, it's going to be more A tier. And then for how fun it is, it's a pretty fun, addicting map. So I would put that in like A to S tier for fun. I guess it wouldn't be fun if you're playing against someone super sweaty. So if you have like a friend that's the same skill level as you, it's probably pretty fun. And then replayability, it's a practice map once again. So the replayability is going to be super high. S to A for that. So I think I'm going to put this map in high A tier. And I think that would be perfect. Moving on to the next map. We got 1v1 build fights, and a lot of these titles are just going to sound the same because a lot of the maps are just copy and paste. But this map has made $1.5 million, and just based off the background, it looks pretty simple, but let's see here. Alright, so it looks like it's just like the Raider 464 map. Just got basic health options, which is cool. And then we got the weapons, this time not bugged though. And then we got custom skies, but they don't seem to be working. And then bro's trying to start on me here. Alright, hold on. I'm trying to check this map out. Give me a second. Alright, yeah. So it looks like basic stuff. We got a little free build thing. I don't know what that does though, but I'm sure it does something. And then we got a little spectate button, and I guess that just kills you. So I guess if you want to spectate your friend building, I guess you could. But I think I just broke the map, so I don't know what that really does there. So for ranking, I would probably say quality, I would probably say B tier. I think it's worse than Raiders 464 map, and it kind of just looks like a copy of his map. And then for fun and replayability, it's going to be high, A to S tier maybe for fun and replayability. But for quality, it's more like B tier. And because it's kind of a copy of Raiders 464 map, I'm going to just put it in B tier. If we put all the 1v1 maps in A tier, I mean, it's just going to be boring. We got to just put the best ones. And I would say Raiders 464 map is better than the map we just played. So I think B tier is pretty fair. Okay, next map, JoJo's 1v1 build fights, 200 pumps. And just based off the thumbnail picture, this does not look that promising. But we'll see. And also, it's made 99K, which is pretty solid still. So let's check it out. Alright, this is pretty bad, to be honest with you. It looks like it's just on the grid. Doesn't even look like he did anything but add some basic stairs. I don't even know how these maps get in Discovery. There's barely any effort put into this map. I just keep dying. I guess we could change our crosshair, which is the first map we can do that on, but you won't even be able to do it without dying. And then right here we got a little number pad. I don't know what it does. I'm sure it probably does something. And then right here, I guess we were able to change the sky. But I died. And then we got this little dog head. And I guess that's the reset button. But yeah, to be honest, this map is pretty bad. This is like a 2 out of 10. It probably took bro like 5 hours to make this map. So I'm gonna just back out and let's rank this map fast. Alright, so for quality, C to F tier. There's barely any quality put into this map. And then for fun, I did not have fun playing this map. So I would say B to C tier for fun. And then replayability. If it's not fun, it's not going to be super replayable. So probably B to C tier for replayability. So I want to put this map in F tier. But I think we might play even worse to 1v1 maps. So right now, I'm going to just put it in C tier. But if we don't play any worse to 1v1 maps, I'll put it in F tier later. But for now, we'll just leave it in C tier. Alright, moving on to the next map, and this map will hopefully be better than the last map we played, but based off the thumbnail picture, it looks even worse than the last thumbnail. But this map has made 404k, so I'm guessing it's probably going to be a little bit better. Alright, I guess I was wrong. This map is even worse. I don't know why these maps are made on the grid. These types of maps only take like 2 minutes to make, and this map has somehow made 404k. And I guess right here we got a little button that kills you. So if you want to just watch people build, I guess you can. So this map is going in F tier. But moving on to next map, we got some type of language 1v1. And this map is a pretty OG map. I know it's been out for a while, so let's check it out. Okay, so it's simple. We got the weapons right here, and then I guess we could change our health, and then if we wanted to be day or night. So pretty basic, not the best 1v1 map. Looks like we got bro that joined up, but I guess he's AFK. So yeah, it's a pretty solid map. So I think I'm gonna put this map in C tier. It's definitely better than the last 2 maps we played, but it's not as good as these 2 1v1 maps. So C tier I would say is fair. Okay, next map we got Speed Realistics 1v1 Finest Realistic. Pretty long name, but I know this map has been out for a long time, and I used to play it all the time. So this is not going to be biased, but I know a lot of the features, and I know this dude has put a lot of effort in this map, and it's only made 760k, which is still a lot, but compared to some of the other maps, is not that good. And also check out this background. This background looks amazing. Alright, so the pregame lobby is pretty clean. It looks like right here we could favorite the creator, which is pretty cool. And then it looks like we got a little leaderboard, and then how to submit, which looks super clean. Also looks like he got XP daily rewards with this cool UI, and then some patch notes. Oh, and I guess there was something else, but I couldn't see it on time. But I guess right here we could vote for the loadout, and then also it looks like we can enable a zone, and then also it looks like we could do some other things. It's such a fast-paced map, I can't even check everything out. But I mean, this looks sick. This is definitely realistic 1v1s. It's pretty much just 1v1s on different POIs, but it's such a quality map. He even has a rank in the corner. So I'm gonna just try to run away from this dude fast so I could check out this map here more. Bro's chasing me. Hold on, let me kill him fast. All right, yeah, so overall this map is extremely solid. This is a super quality map, and you could tell he spent a lot of time making it with the ranks, and just the different POIs takes a lot of time. So for ranking, I'm gonna have to rank this map high. It's probably gonna be the best 1v1 map we play. So for quality, A to S tier. For fun, I would say it's pretty fun. I used to play it a lot. And then for replayability, it's a practice map, so the replayability is going to be pretty high, especially if it's fun. So S to A tier for replayability. So I think honestly this map is going to be high A tier, but I think I want to put it in S tier. I don't think we're going to play a better 1v1 map than this. The mechanics are amazing, it's super smooth, and it's just a very well polished map. If you guys haven't played it, you got to go check it out and you'll see what I mean. So I'm gonna put it in S tier, and I would say this is a well deserved S tier, and it might be the only S tier map. Okay, next map is not looking super promising just based off the thumbnail, and then the title is 1v1 map infinite, so that makes absolutely no sense. And just based off the thumbnail, this looks like a pretty trash map, but let's check it out. Maybe it'll be good. Yeah, I was kind of right. This is not that good just based off right here, but let's check out this weapon room, and then I guess we'll check out the 1v1 area. All right, so pretty basic, just weapons and vending machines. And yeah, this is your 1v1 map. So if you try to 1v1 someone, you just die from other people. It's not really a 1v1 map, it's more of a free-for-all map. And then I guess we got a reset button right here, and I wonder, can you spam this button? Yeah, I guess you can. So imagine trying to play this map, and then you just got someone spamming the reset button. But I mean, people are playing the map, so obviously people like it. But I'm gonna back out because this map is just, it's not good. So for quality, like C tier for quality. And then for fun, I mean, it's a kid map, so maybe like B to A tier. And then for replayability, maybe B tier for replayability. But I'm gonna put this map in like high C tier. Well, maybe not high C tier, but like better than these two 1v1 maps. But I would say not better than this 1v1 map, like right in the middle. We'll just put it. Okay, next map we got aim, edit, peace control, and 1v1 free build. We got 1v1 in the title, so we gotta check it out. And this map has made $1.5 million, so let's see what we got. Okay, so the pregame looks pretty good. I like bro's little logo he got here. What's this do? Oh, okay, we could vote for who we think is gonna win. That's kind of cool. And then I guess he will get the analytics on his side, and I guess he probably posts it on like Twitter or something. So that's kind of cool. So let's check out this little aim section fast, and then we'll check out the 1v1 section. So it looks like we got pretty much just basic aim core stuff. stuff, but that's super cool. It looks super clean, the map, super polished, and I guess he just has different practice aim areas. So I would say if you want to practice on this map, this is a pretty solid practice map. But let's check out the 1v1 section, because that's kind of what we're going to rate the map off of. All right, so this looks pretty solid. It looks like we got the weapons, the backgrounds, pretty basic backgrounds. And then I guess right here, we could change the speed. I don't know if people still use the speed thing. I don't think that's that popular anymore, but at least he has the feature, which is kind of cool. And then we got the reset button. Pretty solid 1v1 map. So for quality, it's a pretty quality map. The only thing I think is because there's so many mechanics on the map, I feel like it will make the 1v1 section lag, and we're gonna mainly rate the map off of the 1v1 section. But just based off everything else in the map, I would say this is a pretty quality map, and the 1v1 area did look pretty quality. So for quality, A tier. And then for fun, maybe like A to B tier for fun. I don't know if this type of map is super fun. It's more just a practice map. And then for replayability, it's a practice map, so maybe like A tier for replayability, but quality super high, so I'm probably gonna put it in high A tier for quality, and I think it deserves that. All right, next map we got Pandaville box fights, and this is a box fight map. The only reason 1v1 is in the title is because it's one player versus the other, but it's not really a 1v1 map, so we're just gonna skip over this one and go to the next map, which is Toy Box Every Gun 1v1 with almost $1 million of earnings, which is pretty high. And also this lobby background looks pretty cool, so that's definitely some quality right there. All right, let's see what we got. It looks like we just got what do we got right here? Take a photo. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. So you could just take a photo of your stats, probably post it on Twitter or something. That's kind of cool. And then we just got new weapons right here, and then just weapons in vending machines. And then right here, I guess if you're missing some data, you just put some code in, I guess. Yeah, it looks like it's just a pit. It looks like another copy of a pit, but not as clean looking. All right, let's check out this combo though, because that's kind of cool. Yeah, oh yeah, I guess if you stay right there, you fly up, but there's really not much to say on this map. I mean, it's just a copy of the pit. So for quality, probably C tier for quality. And then for fun, it's probably a pretty fun map. It's just like the pit, so maybe like B to A tier for fun. And then replayability, probably pretty replayable. So I'm probably gonna put this map in low B tier, almost C tier, but it's not quite as bad as these maps. So I think B tier is a good place to put it. Alright, next map we got Marto's 1v1 build fights, and this map has made 761k. So let's see what he cooked up. Alright, so this looks pretty simple. It honestly just looks like wooden stairs again. Oh, here we go. It looks like we were just on performance mode. So it looks like he just got weapons, and then his matchmaking portals, and then I guess he has an auto start feature, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this map is pretty basic. Let's just 1v1 this kid fast, and then we'll go ahead and rate the map. Bro's pretty good. W. This map's pretty basic. Looks like it's just a field of endless grass. I think I'm gonna put it in like I want to say like B tier, but it's not nearly close to B tier. I'm thinking more like high C tier. It's definitely better than all these other maps. I think it just looks better with the grass. There's really not much quality, but I think we're gonna put it in high C tier, and I think that would be a good place to put it. All right, next map we got Pandaville 1v1 Simplistic, and this looks like the same type of map as the last map we just played, just based off the thumbnail, but let's see. All right, so it's definitely super similar. It looks like he got the weapons on the floor, and then what's this right here? Oh shoot, this is pretty cool. It looks like we could change the health on a little slider. That's the first map I've seen with that feature, so that's super cool. And then the weapons, and then we just got wooden stairs and a reset button, it looks like. And yeah, this is a pretty basic map. Really not much to it here. So I'm gonna put this map in probably high C tier. I think it's better than the last map we played because the health slider was kind of cool. So I think high C tier is probably a good place to put it. Alright, so the next map is 1v1 Build Fights Pro. And this map just looks very simple. We kind of see the whole map in the thumbnail. So I'm just gonna skip this map just to kind of get through these maps a little faster. So the next map honestly looks just like the map we just skipped. 1v1 Room Canfosh Build Fights. I don't know how to say it. So let's just check it out and see if it's any good. Alright, so it looks kind of basic, but it also looks kind of cool. It looks like we got some vending machines here with the weapons. Pretty basic. So yeah, let's just walk in here and check it out. Alright, so the sky looks pretty cool. It looks like he got a little custom sky going. And then it looks like over here we got private 1v1s. But I don't really know what the point of that is because no one's even playing this map. So you could just 1v1 here privately. So it looks like we got a coming soon box. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be a vehicle, but who knows. So yeah, it's a pretty basic map. I'm probably gonna have to put it in like C tier, definitely not F tier, but I'm thinking like probably C tier under these two maps. I think that's a good place to put it. I think these two 1v1 maps were a little better than this one. And then these like 4 were just absolutely garbage. So I think putting it in the 3rd spot in C tier is a good place to put it. All right, moving on to the second to last map. We got 669 1v1 build fights, and this map has made 308k. All right, so it's honestly not that bad. This is a pretty clean map. It looks like we got just the basic stairs, and then he also got the little favorite the creator thing with his little goal, which is pretty effective to get people to favorite the map. And then yeah, it looks like we just got the background health stuff, and then the 669. So yeah, pretty basic map, but I think it's super clean and simple and has some good features. So I think I'm gonna put this map in high C tier. It's definitely not as good as these two 1v1 maps, but it's definitely a solid 1v1 map. All right, moving on to the last map. We got 1v1 build fights, 200 pumps, and this map has made 75k. All right, so it looks pretty simple once again. All these 1v1 maps are gonna look simple, but it looks like over here we got some pretty cool things we could do. It looks like we got a reset button, and then it looks like over here he got items. What did these do? Oh shoot, these are custom backlinks. These are pretty cool. This is the first 1v1 map we've seen with custom backlinks. And then right here it looks like we could change the floor color, but these custom backlinks are pretty cool. It looks like we could get a little hat and then glasses, but I can't seem to equip these. Hold on, maybe if I shoot it. Yeah, if I shoot it, it works. This is actually sick. And then we got a crown, so the custom items is pretty cool. And then looks like we got weapons and then custom skies. Oh shoot, these are actually sick. These look like some pretty quality custom sky boxes. And then lastly, it looks like he just got custom crosshairs, but they're so small I can barely see them. So for the last map, it's honestly was a pretty solid map. So for ranking, I'm probably gonna put it in like, I might put it in A tier. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll put it in low A tier behind this 1v1 map, because this map has only been out since 2024 and the Raiders 464 map has been out since 2020. So his is just OG and classic. So I'm gonna probably put it in low A tier because the custom backlinks he had and the skyboxes he had, they were pretty solid. But that pretty much finishes this tier list, but there's still one more map I want to try.
Tung 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 sahur. Anomali mengerikan.